Sending data. Damn it. So you're talking to myself. That's cool. Not. Hmm. Getting hot in here too. Hmm. And there it is. All right, guys. So for the last 8 minutes, I have been talking to myself because I forgot to turn on the channel so this could be sent out to everybody and they could see. I don't know if it's going to let you watch the last 8 minutes of me talking to myself. Hey, Lisa Duran Carrillo, shout out to you. Thank you for joining me tonight. So I was just speaking about how 2025 is the recap. Shout out to Ese Filosita Philo Sofo Ese Filosofo. Oh, I get it. That's a good one. So I don't know. I've been on for 8 minutes, but I forgot to turn it on. So that's my bad. So 2025. Let's see. Trump became the president, and we can see how that went. That's probably the main thing here about Trump being the president of 2025. I mean, the changes he's made so far. I mean, it's horrific. Let's start with immigration because, of course, for our community, that's probably the biggest one. I mean, there's never been such horrible actions towards our community, towards the way the government only only comes majority comes after our people. And I've never seen a president that has acted so aggressive towards our people. I haven't. I mean, these ICE raids are ridiculous. The way they come at our people. I mean, all of you guys saw yourself how they treated that that one guy whose three sons are in the U.S. Marines. They treated him like he was a criminal. They treated him like he was he's an animal. A man that gave birth to three boys that became U.S. Marines and served their country. Shout out to them. But you guys saw how ICE treated him, and you guys heard how they kept treating him afterwards. And it's ridiculous how our people gets this kind of treatment. It shouldn't be illegal to come to this country and work. It shouldn't be illegal. That should never be illegal anywhere in the world where another man goes to another country to work, earn money, and make a life for themselves. That shouldn't be illegal. What should be illegal is going to another country and taking advantage of their programs to help people that can't help themselves. That should be illegal. I'm okay with that being illegal. Shout out to Chris from Arizona, but it's never be illegal for any man to go to another country to work and then make their own money and create a life for themselves. That shouldn't be illegal. I don't care what part of the world. That shouldn't be. Everyone should have the right to go to another country of their choosing and build a life for themselves. Work hard, make money, have a family. That shouldn't be illegal, especially for indigenous people. Especially for indigenous people of these lands, they should have the right to go to any country in these two continents and have the right to work in any country they want because they were here from the beginning. They didn't travel from Asia. They didn't come from other places around the world. They came from here. They came out of the caves, just like the blacks came out of their caves, just like the whites came out of their caves, just like the Asians came out of their caves. They came out of caves from their perspective, their their own continents, just like us. We came out of our caves from these lands. This is why these lands are ours, because this is where we were birthed on these lands. So that was the one thing about Trump's first upsetting you know movement, where his attack was more intentional, and it was obvious that he was coming after us. That was the obvious thing. He was coming after us because, like I said before, we are a threat. We're a threat to what to the whites. Basically, they believe that they're the majority, but numbers don't lie, and they are quickly becoming the minority. Christopher Arizona says it's all one continent, Northeast, no South or North, just the Americas. You know what? I agree. I agree. I agree. I just dislike the idea that the people that are from these lands, somehow cannot go to whichever part of the lands that they're from. Whether it be in north or south, the northern part of America and then the southern part of America. How's that? So that was the one thing, that was quite a year. I mean, me and Marvelous went to go protest these ice raids that were happening. Shout out to that one TikToker that got shot in the elbow. He got his case got I think his case got dismissed. They didn't find him guilty. So they didn't find him guilty on that. They're still holding him. Not sure why they're still holding him, but as far as the charges, they didn't go through, so he doesn't have that on his record. He should be suing that ICE agent that shot him in the elbow. I don't know if you guys seen the videos at YouTube. Not YouTube, but the LA Times posted the actual footage of that guy that shot him, and which was a real dick. It really, here you have an unarmed guy. Excuse me. Here you have an unarmed guy, and this guy shoots him in the elbow. And because this guy's an idiot holding his gun, not knowing how to shoot correctly or hold the gun correctly, he ended up getting a U.S. Marshal in the hand. You can't make that up. Chris says, eventually, eventually, eventually it will change. We won't suffer in silence ever. A change will come. I agree with you, Chris. A change is coming, and it's coming a little bit quicker than the whites had anticipated. They're not ready for it. They're trying to run programs to encourage other white people to have children. They're pushing Japan to come up with the technology to incubate babies without the use of a woman, so they can mass produce more white children, and thereby re up the white population here in this country. The good part is that we're pumping out children left and right. So eventually we are I want to say we are the majority, but we're gonna be the super majority for sure. Max Mucho, why do I start a gang? No, I said it before. I was never interested in joining a gang. Mind you, I grew up around gangs. I've had friends since I was a kid that are gang members, but I never had. Well, no, that would be a lie. Me saying I never had, but for the most part, the more I got older, the more I saw where the friends that I did have the closest to me, they didn't want to. They didn't want to be a gang. They wanted to be just a bunch of guys. You know, middle school came. A lot of my friends from middle school started becoming gang members. I didn't want to be in the gang because for the most part, I don't know. I didn't honestly. For me, maybe because I had more friends, or maybe because I started smoking herbs. I didn't feel the need to join one. And then later on, I was like, why would I join one? I mean, I got a bunch of friends, you know. I mean, I mean, you could say maybe we became a party crew or even a tagging crew, but we never had the need to be a gang. We let gangs be a gang, and we didn't get in their way, and they didn't mess with us, and that was good for me. You know, for the most part, even now, I don't see any purpose into joining the gang. Max, for the most part, I mean, if you grew up in Los Angeles as a kid, you're gonna have ties to gangs because the kids you go to school with, a lot of them become gang members. That doesn't mean they stop being your friends. Quebradita crew. No, no, we never had a. I never had a quebradita crew. We had we had party crews, and then we have I never got into it, but we had a groover crew. Where back in those days, they were the ones that dressed up in like a lot of I don't know random stuff, I guess. But where was I? Oh yeah, we are talking about the immigration stuff with Trump. Yes. So that happened. Unfortunately, we're still fighting it. Something's got to be done because they're going all over the country, hunting down our people, and then making fun of them on that Israeli run the DHS website. That was a big reveal this year that the DHS website was run by Israel. I mean, that was wild to me. I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. That threw me off. I did not expect Israel to be running the DHS social media pages. That was wild. They really took me by surprise. At least now we know how Israel, feels about us also. It's not just the whites. But yeah, that's the immigration part. Let's see what else did Trump do? He made the tariffs that were deemed illegal by many courts, and that in itself really fucked over America. I mean, you'll have somebody like Nina America saying, "No, that didn't do anything." That we're winning because of them. Who's winning? We're not winning. Last thing I heard was Donald Trump's youngest son made $9 million this year. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but it could have been more. It could have been more. But how does his youngest, which I think is 19 years old, make eight to $9 million? How does that happen? A lot of rumors stirring around that he got inside information on a government deal with China, and he invested his money that his daddy gave him, and he became a millionaire. So if you see any news later on come out that Trump's youngest is now one of the biggest millionaires, well, now you know. Now you know. Don't be surprised when you guys find out that his youngest is a millionaire. Are you gonna start fighting with West Coast graffiti? I don't know. Where is West Coast graffiti? I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay, man. I haven't heard from him like in over a year, so I hope he's good. Damn, Moni. No reason. The challenge. What challenge? I didn't see it. You guys, it's really difficult to read all your comments. Let's see. Oni says, Norby's, you had a quebradita crew that used to throw the Corona bottles. No. Max Mucho, yes, you're right. Everybody did have their own shit going on during the 90s. The 90s was a good time, man. It was a good time. Sure, we all had to dodge our fair share of bullets. We all had to make sure that we didn't get jumped by a bunch of guys that asked us where you from, you know, because that was a daily. That was a daily. I don't know how many times when I was a kid I would get hit up. Where you from? Where you from? Where you from? Nowhere, bro. I'm from nowhere. Just a regular guy. Which I pretty much got lucky for the most part. Throughout my life, I only ended up getting bullies instead of gang members. Oddly enough, the gang members, they, like I said, a lot of the gang members were my friends also. When I say I got hit up, those usually happen when I was outside of my area. When I'm in East Hollywood, for the most part, everyone in East Hollywood knew how somebody from somewhere looks. I didn't wear Big Ben Davis, or I did wear Dickies, but I didn't wear any Big Ben Davis. I didn't wear anything big jerseys. I didn't look like Capone running around the streets. You know, Normally that chance you to look into them what Chan. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. Nah, for real, the internet broke. You know what? You're right. You're right, Oni. I do feel a little bad that a lot of all this drama and beef shit that had happened the last 2 years, kind of took him away. And I'm not gonna lie, I watched West Coast like on a daily, so I always did enjoy his content. And unfortunately, you know, I think he felt a little bit guilty also because of what happened with me. Because West Coast, I don't know if I ever said this before, but West Coast, he tried to like mend things. He wanted to be that guy that said, you know what? Let me be the middle guy. Let me be the neutral guy, and let me try to bring all of you guys together so we could squash all this. And that was how that had happened because he had set that up with American Chola, so that we could have a sit down and just talk it out. Because West Coast was under the impression that American Chola was down to actually sit down and talk and communicate. Unfortunately, he found him. Unfortunately for him and me, we found out that no, he was not that person. He was a very emotional guy that let his emotions get the best of him. And me and West Coast are two people that if there's room to talk, let's talk. At the end of the day, we're not trying to create any kind of content where we're just talking shit back and forth to each other. And we could stop it. Let's stop it. Unfortunately, he didn't feel the same way, and he shot down West Coast. And he gave him that ultimatum: "Hey, either you run with me or you run with them, but you can't run with both." And that's when West Coast just broke and he said, "You know what? I'm not choosing anybody anymore. I'm out of here. None of you guys, want to get along." And for the most part, unfortunately, he's right. He was right. Most people did not want to get along, and any kind of like squashing that could have been done, American Chella threw that down the toilet with his own actions, and he proved to everybody that yeah, no, he's not a man that talks. He's an emotional child that would take advantage of a moment and sucker punch me. But hey, what are you gonna do? It's a lesson learned. It was definitely a lesson learned for me because that just tells me people Well, it also confirms my when I have a feeling that somebody's full of bullshit, and that just confirmed, yeah, that American Trailer was full of bullshit. He's a liar. He's a he's a bitch. That's for sure. But and for the most part, it was funny seeing him go out and make himself doing interviews. But that's how I felt. Okay, that's cool. Live it out. Have your fun. Peter, what did you miss? Not a whole lot. Just pretty much talking about the beginning part of the year. Really awesome, crazy stuff. And let me get back to the terms. Yeah. So the to get back, it was because it didn't overseas any money. Why put they put the tariff charge on us? Pay the tariff charge, not those companies. They raise their prices to cover their what would be their losses, and it was just bad because even to this day there he's pushing it that America made a lot of money. Well, America made a lot of money. Why did you need a budget to get approved? You already have money. You don't need a budget. You made a ton of it. And then again, if America made a lot of money, why are you why are you taking away the health care for millions of Americans and telling them that they got to pay for their own insurance and not expect the government to pay for it? Even though they didn't completely help pay for it, but they subsidize. You know, and that's the bad part. That he's lying consistently to America. His people are lying to America. The mainstream news stream media is lying to the American people. I mean, one could say, yeah, the country made more money, but that money isn't going back to the people. I mean, what was that? Last month, he was pushing that everyone's gonna get $2,000 check. Where'd that info go? Where'd that go? Did everybody get it? Did I miss out? Did you guys get your $2,000 check? Because nobody's talking about that anymore. I think he gave it to the soldiers, but not really, because it turns out that the money that he's giving the soldiers is actually money that it's already in for them. It's already part of the veterans funding, and not money from the tariffs. So one does wonder where did all this money go? He said we made 1 trillion, and then now we have a Saudi prince that investing. What was it? What was it? $8 trillion to the country. Now I don't know about you guys, but for $8 trillion, you're definitely expecting to double up that money because you don't give out $8 trillion without getting anything in return. See, Chris from Arizona says, if we pay taxes, why are we paying for insurance and property taxes? Right? Exactly. Exactly. Well, I'm not gonna lie, guys. It really does feel more like we're coming up on another what you would call an American Revolution, because we're paying a ton of taxes and we're not getting any kind of benefit for it. None. None. And then we're sending off money to different parts of the country, but no, I'm sorry, different parts of the world. Only says that money went to ICE. You know what? It did. I think they got like 1.2 billion budget from the government. Let's see. Arturo says the future is not looking cool. They are starting to talk about ultimate basic income, like communist government money. Ooh, that is interesting. Yeah, I think I've heard rumors about that. What was that? Norriswood, you will the show ever get back to teaching on Marvelous Minds? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Oh my god, you guys' comments just keep going. The recipe is something. I mean, there are rumors that a lot of the new money systems are being uh proposed as far as the kind of what was it I heard that BlackRock is working with the government to make home ownership illegal. Now that's going to be interesting if they get away with doing that, because if BlackRock can get the government to make home ownership illegal, that's going to be crazy, because that means you'll definitely only have two classes now. You'll have the rich, and you'll have the poor, and the middle class will not be able to buy own their own houses. But anyways, guys, that was my small 2025 recap. I'm going to talk more on Marvelous Minds tonight. So you guys make sure to tap in tonight and see what we talk about, because I'm not gonna lie, 2025 was very interesting. So make sure you guys tap in tonight. And hopefully you guys can call in and let's speak on your 2025. All right. Till then, guys, I will see you on the next one, probably next year, because I think next year is Thursday. So I might see you guys.